For a quick recap, last video was quite successful. We scavenged out a high quality prisoner in Maj, started construction on the second floor, and it all went extremely well, except for the matter that we don't have any force sensitives, which won't cut it after all. We are trying to train a new generation of Sith. But I have a way we might be able to just fix that. It was time to take a risk. Hopefully, something lay behind these walls that would be helpful rather than harmful. So we would bust them down and find a casket and a few resources. Hopefully, whatever was in that casket would be willing to join us, or at least be neutral and quite valuable. Perhaps, maybe even be trainable in the ways of the Sith, or at least be an addition to our army. To my surprise, it was a neutral ancient soldier, who we gladly captured to hopefully be recruited to the Sith army. As a Sith trooper, his combat stats are quite good in both shooting and melee. So, as you can see, I was quite excited for this prisoner. As an ancient soldier, Schlitzer had a relatively low resistance, which thankfully would make recruitment quite easy. Unfortunately, his ideological certainty was pretty high, which would make conversion to our ideology quite difficult. Lucky for us, it was yet another structure, hopefully holding more future prisoners. After our luck with the first crypt, we would rush in, regardless of danger. Little did we know how lucky we got. 3 caskets. Three neutral pawns emerged from their tombs. Sleepy, Singleton, and Lambert. All high quality. Lambert was clearly the best of the bunch. But why? He had high psychic sensitivity, which would mean he would be an excellent pupil for the Sith Order, and will definitely be trained in the ways of the Sith. Our 3 new prisoners could all be capable of joining the new Sith Empire. Lambert's sensitivity already proves his worth, and our main focus will be to convert him immediately. But the other 3 new prisoners would eventually have to prove their strength to us for a spot in the Sith army, so we would get ready to set up the combat till we were rudely interrupted by another circa. Eisen from the Circa Corporation, with an incredible shooting stat, should make an exceptional Sith soldier. So we went out to arrest her. Unfortunately, most of our prisoners would be very difficult to convert due to their high ideological certainty. And Maj still wasn't budging. But Lambert's ideological certainty was conveniently not that high, and with our ritual conversion cooldown almost ready, it shouldn't be long before he would open his eyes to the ways of the dark side of the Force and join us as a Sith. Unfortunately, our prisoners tried to revolt and managed to open their cell doors, but we were able to put a quick stop to it with no major. With all prisoners back where they belong, we could finally attempt to convert Lambert to the dark side, which would end up going extremely well, all according to plan. With Lambert successfully converted to the dark side, we could shift our focus to recruiting him and getting him some proper Sith attire. For the other prisoners, Eisen and Singleton would face off to see who was worthy, as well as Sleepy against Schlitzer. Not sure who is going to win, but the losses are going to be unfortunate regardless. And with the day coming, Singleton and Eisen would be pit to face off against each other. Not sure who is going to win, but the loser will unfortunately be sacrificed. Singleton would emerge victorious, vanquishing Eisen and sealing her fate, as well as securing her own spot in the Empire as a future Sith trooper, hopefully. Eisen would be sacrificed in the name of the dark side for her weakness and failure to obtain victory and free her chains. With Eisen gone, we would prepare our next duel. Between Schlitzer and Sleepy, Schlitzer does have a notable melee advantage, so I will suspect that he will emerge victorious. While the roof construction was going quite well, hopefully in time for Lambert to receive training. Our next duel would surprisingly last quite a while, actually. But Schlitzer would eventually emerge victorious, as I predicted. Sleepy's fate was sealed shortly after. He would be eternally put to rest in the name of the dark side of the Force. We would manage to start training our new Sith. With Lambert in his new attire, and now recruited as an official member, he would become capable of wielding the Force under the guise of Lord Aaron and Darth Macabre. We would equip his newly learned Force powers and hopefully get him a lightsaber soon. Notably, I also managed to remove the psych bar from Lord Aaron if you are one. Another resounding success for the Sith Empire, with our future members established and newly fledged Acolyte Lambert having joined us. We could hopefully soon turn our eyes to the rest of the world and conquer it in the name of the Sith.